Monday, right?
Correct.
All right, I'll call the January 3rd, 2022 meeting of the Board of Selectmen to order, and the first item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, John said we don't have any minutes to review at this point. So we have, the next is vouchers and payroll, and we have a payroll manifest in the amount of $93,967.07. A motion to
So moved.
approve?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no? Yeah, it's accounts payable, it's not payroll, I'm sorry. And we have nothing in signatures. Correspondence, we've got a letter from Ray Ellis, which you all have a copy of. Also have a letter from the Department of Revenue Administration, and talking about the reevaluation and how that came out as far as their statistical analysis was concerned, and also pointing out that our next reevaluation is in 2025.
The whole town,
Yeah,
2025.
right. And finally, we have a letter from Atlantic Broadband. And what's this, John?
Our check that we get from,
Oh, for $491.25.
yes,
From whom?
Broadband?
it's a cable, Atlantic, as part of membership.
That's all we have on correspondence. And town administrator's report.
I don't have any items to share with you, other than, obviously, the work has begun on the audiovisual upgrade. He'll be back several times. He's waiting for one component, but we'll be putting in pieces as they come in.
Very
Any
good.
time and when you expect to be done with it?
We're waiting on one component that's necessary for going online, and because of computer chip shortage. So as soon as that piece comes in, we'll be able to give a date when we'll go online.
And unfinished business, discussion on the police department design build RFQ. And I gave a copy of email correspondence I had with a woman in Plastow who's on the planning department. And she did have some involvement with the Plastow Public Safety Building. And, of course, Ekman was the contractor on that, so she had provided comments. The person who they listed as being the contact person is retired police chief, and Dee, who's the person I contacted, Dee said that it would be highly unlikely that the police chief, former police chief, would contact us back. So this is about as good as we're going to get on that.
Do we need to talk to him, Fred?
To the,
Former chief?
no, it's a woman, and we don't have to, no.
Oh, the former chief's a woman?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I said I'd go back and contact the architect, Warren Street, with regard to the costs, because there was at least some ambiguity in what the hell the overall cost was. And the architectural cost was $65,000, The mechanical, electrical, plumbing was 26,700. Structural was 12,000, and the civil site work was 25,500 for a total of 129,200. And the price that we got from Ekman was 129,250.
Of course it was.
So, for all intents and purposes, the price between the two is not it's not an issue. It's basically the same.
Hard to believe.
That is really odd.
I found that odd myself. I was expecting something different, but that's the way it is. So,
What's it boil down to now, references, if they're the same?
the references that John was able to contact, got four of each. Well, we got attempted to,
You got
and,
2 back out of the 4, I think is what you had,
yeah, on Ekman.
On that
Yeah.
one.
And we got 4 from Hutter. And so since we're going to be since we have a warrant article of 130,000, which covers both of them, it's not absolutely imperative that we make a selection at this point.
Mm.
What are we gonna do with the 95 and the 130?
Yeah, that's
That's the 95.
that comes up, that gives us the
Right, but the
130,000.
warrant article won't be 130,
No, it'll be 95.
right?
95. So, I'm sure either of the two teams would be willing to provide assistance to us at the deliberative session. But it's going to be a situation, we're going to have to make a decision before that to pick one of them. And the choice we end up, or we could either make the decision now or within the next meeting, or we can take and do an interview of both of them, and then make the choice after an interview. So it's up to the board as to how we want to proceed.
So you left 2 voicemails, right, John?
Mhm.
I don't know if it's worth, it's a weird week, and, Christmas week, I'm not surprised we didn't hear anything back. To me, the one reference that John got was pretty damning.
Right.
And that is enough to sway me and make a decision, but that's me.
Mm-hmm. What do the other board members feel?
Since the last meeting, I had some more conversation with a close family friend that was involved with a Hutter project in Bedford, New Hampshire. And he couldn't say enough good things about how they were to work with. That coupled with that other reference, that'd be where I'd sit right now with Hutter.
Mm-hmm.
Is Hutter the one that uses Concord Architect?
Yes, right.
I'd be more in favor of that local.
Mm-hmm. So do you want to have I assume it would be best to end up having an actual vote to do this.
Can we have the vote subject to them coming in and talking to us? Make sure we're as impressed when we meet them before the deliberative session.
I guess we'd call them in and meet with them, and if we,
What day is deliberative session again, John?
February 3rd, right?
yeah,
Okay, so we have a couple weeks.
we have a couple of weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't have to meet with them on a regular Monday during a meeting either.
Don't have to, no.
No, we can meet with them another time.
Right. Yeah, certainly if
Next week sometime.
if they come in and sit down with us and everyone feels negative about it, then there's no reason why we couldn't rescind our vote. And
Well, why don't we just hold off a vote and say, let's schedule an interview with them, and, rather than make it needlessly complicated.
all right, so just go with Hutter with an interview with them.
Let's have an interview with them, and then if we feel
Um,
confident after that,
Okay,
have a vote.
all right. So do you want to do this during the day? You want to try and do it in an evening, or how do you want to do this?
I'm pretty open right now.
Me too.
Same here.
Dick?
Trying to make it work around a basketball schedule.
So,
So if it was during the day, would that make it easier for you?
Yes.
Okay. So I think during the day would be best.
Does
Yeah.
that work for you, Fred?
yeah, I can take and change my schedule.
So schedule an interview with Hutter during the day.
Right.
They'd probably appreciate it more.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they would.
And if all 5 of you are going to be there, you'll have to post it,
Right.
be a public interview.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
right.
What are you thinking, like 2 o'clock or in the morning?
Whatever day, whatever time works for you.
What works for you, Alden?
I'm wide open right now.
So
Sure.
early afternoon, Dick?
2 o'clock in the afternoon sound okay?
Or 1 even?
Okay, let me see what they're available for early afternoon and what day.
Okay. Do you want to have, want to put an invite to the members of the
Committee?
committee,
Definitely.
just to see if they want to,
Which ones?
Gary,
Gary?
yeah, Jeff and
Andy
Gary.
won't be able to come, he's working.
Andy might,
Andy might,
he might. I mentioned it to him the other day, and he said he might.
okay. No, he told me he would be willing to participate.
Who else was there?
Who else was on it? You remember,
Yeah, I'm trying to think
There
of,
was Jeannie, there was Lang.
There was Zach Langlois,
uh,
there was
Kelly?
Gary O'Connell.
Kelly.
Gary O'Connell, that's the one I was trying to think of.
Yeah, so see if you can contact them and see if they were interested.
So we're
or-
just gonna do this with Hutter and not Ekman?
Well,
Gonna meet with Hutter, not Ekman?
I mean, we're all pretty much leaning towards Hutter at this point, based on the reviews, so I don't see the point of bringing in somebody else to interview with at the same time. I think, like Dick said, this is more of a, reading that, this is who, in the reviews, who we were choosing, and to make sure we will work with them.
Mhm.
Okay.
John Bradley Briggs, too.
Yeah.
Bradley
If we're gonna
Briggs?
meet with them, I mean, if we're leaning that way anyway, then why do we need to meet with them? I don't know.
I think the board's feeling, at least my impression is that we just want to be able to talk to them and see if we're going to be comfortable with them based upon their interview.
So it's more like a get-to-know than
Yeah, right,
get into design.
right. Oh, yeah, right. And some of the other issues that we were talking about earlier before the meeting, we can end up talking about those too. I know one of the issues I wanted to bring up with whoever we choose, if we use the site immediately across the street, there's entirely the possibility that we could use the water supply from here and jack underneath the street. And so wouldn't have to put a new well in. And similarly, we have the leach field that's down there that was put in to serve this school, and there's nowhere near the number of people who are using that leach field, that conceivably that could be tied into it as well and save money there.
That's huge.
So,
In the same vein, after we left here the other day, I got thinking, and it's interesting, a lot of Ray's comments in his letter that he sent us popped up for me too. I'd really like to throw my name under the major change category and move highway up to the transfer station. And if we do that, then we have well and septic already where the highway department is. That building's not in great shape.
no,
I mean, we'd have to be looking at upgrading the highway department sometime in the next 10 to 15 years, I'd figure. It would consolidate the transfer station and the highway in one area, which I think would help long-term growth on both. That site is already in better shape for putting another building on, where the highway department is now, than here. So we'd save a significant amount. And if we were talking $300,000 or $400,000 in site work, to me, we could build an adequate highway facility for that up at the transfer station. The other thing, and I thought I was really thinking big brain here, but Ray said the same thing. We have a loader down there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if nothing else, that could load trucks just as easy as it could do everything else. And if we start consolidating some of our equipment like that, I mean, we got a huge loader down there sitting that we use a few times a week. We won't have to rent a piece of machinery every winter.
The only,
That's just, I just wanted to throw that out there because I've been bouncing that around in my brain ever since and wanted to start getting some other people thinking about it.
Cindy,
I kind of liked that idea at first when I heard it, but then I started thinking about it. The traffic for those trucks going up Brown Road, I don't know that that road can handle in the wintertime all that traffic up through there. I mean, that's something else we have to
I don't
think
know
about.
how much more plow truck traffic it would add over,
The salt deliveries.
the salt deliveries.
Deliveries.
Yeah.
We're hauling trash out of there. I mean, that is that,
It's not like it's something new.
yeah. I mean, the road's holding up pretty well for all of those huge trash cans hauling out there.
the only concern I would end up having is that, and John and I had talked about this previously, is the fact that this is basically would end up being a two-vote
Yes.
issue. And we could conceivably get the vote on the police station, but if somebody decided to vote no on moving the highway department, then the police station would be dead. That's the concern I have.
I have the same concern, but at the other hand, I also have, I think it's time to think larger on this. And it was interesting when you're reading through that, I can't remember if it was Hutter or Ekman, Canterbury just did the same thing and had a major reorganization of their town facilities and moving highway, library, and a bunch of other ones. And I don't think it's unheard of doing something like this around here right now. And I think long-term organization and consolidation, it would make a lot of sense.
So we can still put the 95,000 together.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying change anything like
Year
what we're
away
doing now.
anyway, and then
I was
phase
just,
two, have you dig into the,
I was just starting to think more that this made sense.
And Dwight, were you gonna have?
I agree 100% with what Alden just said.
Mhm.
I really think it's the right thing for the town going forward.
it would look good to have a nice white colonial style police station behind the town hall instead of that flat roof metal building.
And it's not like that building is gonna last us forever. It's,
All right.
you know, we can keep patching it along, but it's not, it's an adequate facility, I would call it.
Mhm. Okay, and that's certainly something that we can end up talking to either in the initial interview that we're gonna have, or once we formally make the selection, we can talk to the architect, the builder team, and see what their thoughts are. And then certainly we can talk about the cross the way, we can talk about in back of the town hall, but we can also talk about in back here too, and see what their thoughts would end up being on all these three different sites.
I think John had a comment as well.
I was only going to add, for Cindy's concern about the road, you could always bump up Brown Road as one of the roads to be upgraded. If there was going to be increased traffic, look to improve the condition of it if that was an issue.
Because we have quite a bit of land up at the transfer station. don't
Yeah, we do.
I know we logged it a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
but it's more than just the existing footprint of what everybody thinks the transfer station is now.
Right,
A lot more.
right, quite a bit more of this.
They were gonna bury horses up there.
That's right. Yeah, there's more than enough space to put a highway garage in there.
I just-
That was something that other designer company told us, that to look into another spot would be helpful.
Mm-hmm. All right, so John will contact Hutter and see if we can set something up.
Try to get a couple dates, John, just. I will. See what works for them.
And then once you get a couple of dates, we can then do a email poll and see which date would be best for us. individually. Okay, I guess that's the next step. Anything else on that topic?
That,
All right, any new business? And any other business?
How are we coming along with the well and septic from the transfer station?
Rick just got all of the information. He has yet to give it to me. I've just got to get it for him, so it'll be ready for the 18th.
We have a lot of projects and things out there that just doesn't seem like they're getting done. Everything seems to slide away.
Well, he has the information. I just checked with him. He got it just last week.
Did they finish the attendant shed repair that we had done the other day?
I haven't gotten an update on that. I
Okay.
don't know if he's even started on that.
Okay. I didn't know what the new official name for that
Ceiling,
was.
roof, floor?
I don't know. Dump guy shack didn't seem right.
All right, any other business? And you have no non-public session, so any citizens' comments?
Oh, I did have one quick thing I just noticed. In there, it's down to 665 cable subscribers, which is quite a drop from where we were even a couple years ago, so
yeah.
there is a definite switch out of that, so. And you might want to mention that to the cable committee. Sorry.
You gonna speak, Kevin?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Kevin Verville, 9 McCarran Road. I'm here tonight to present a citizen petition warrant article, which basically asks one of the questions we asked last year in reverse. So last year, we had our municipal election in the middle of the summer. We had record low turnout from any numbers that I'm familiar with. And so it was a pretty big decision made by a small number of people. And so I think it's worth asking the question again. I shouldn't say I, the people that have signed the petition. So the question is to see if the town will vote to discontinue the appointment of highway agent and to authorize the town to elect the highway agent. Current elected agent shall hold the office till 2023, which is the same, which time we'll elect a highway agent. And so I just wanted to bring this in for you to have it added to this year's warrant. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
You all set, Kevin?
Yeah, that's it.
What is the deadline on petition warrant articles?
January 11th.
11th. Thank you.
All right, no other citizens' comments?
Motion to adjourn, then.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, no? We adjourned at,
5:50,
you're the official timekeeper, Dick.
close enough.
Okay.
5:53.